Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, which today you can see I have the DC Icons Collectibles Nightwing box. I have the figure off, but I just wanted to show off the packaging and say that I got a few other figures from this line and a lot for about $120. So, yeah. And the packaging was destroyed, that's why I got them for a pretty good price, so I just figured I'd show off this one. I won't be showing off the one for Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, or the accessory pack. I don't need to, because it's all the same, just with their logos. But since this is Nightwing, and he's my favorite comic book character of all time, I figured I'd show his off, because, number one, it's the best intact, and he's my favorite. So, yeah. So, first, we have the figure. And he doesn't actually come out of the packaging like this. He comes out of the packaging with two fists. So I guess we can just get into the accessories first. First, he comes with, I know none of my videos are coherent at all. Like, none of them are the same. None of them follow the same format, which is, I don't know, kind of unique, I guess. So first, he comes with two, like, different type gripping hands. And as you can see, they have, like, the blue line running down them, because that follows the scheme of his costume. But this one's kind of like a trick hand, which is very Nightwing thing to do. This one's kind of just like an alternate gripping hand that almost looks exactly the same. Let me just show you. I'm going to just pop it off. These two look almost identical. I actually think they are. They're pretty much identical. I think one's literally just for like holding the grappler, maybe? I honestly don't know. But then he comes with, I'm just going to put the fists on him. So, he also comes with this grip hand, which is just a normal gripping hand, but it's slightly different. And then he comes with the two fists that are on him, and you'll see those when I do the review. And then he comes with two of his Eskrima sticks, or batons, whatever you want to call them. I normally used to say batons, but they're Eskrima sticks. Eskrima, however you want to pronounce them. These are just two pieces of plastic, but they get the job done. I would have preferred them to have like some blue detailing or something, but they get the job done. And then you have the grappler with the battering at the end of it, and it's just a string. And I think this is just literally supposed to go here. But the string's like inside there, so it's kind of hard to get it in there. Once you finally do get it in there, it does stay kind of well, but I don't know if I'll ever use this. I do wish that this was, instead of battering, I wish it was one of his wingadings, or wingdings, not winga. They're like, that's what he calls his version of batterings, and they're shaped like birds. They're not birderings, and they're not wingdings, and they're not batterings, they're wingdings. But, yeah, let's just get into the figure. So, as far as the figure goes, I've had a hell of a time posing him around. He's actually really fun to play with. And I'm glad I finally got a scaled Nightwing that I'm happy with. Even though he doesn't fit in with, like, Marvel Legends or anything, he's still fun for me to play with, because I prefer this scale. I'm not a 7-inch guy. They're just too big for me. So, yeah, that's not great. But, yeah, and I'm not going to compare him to McFarlane toys, because, number one, I don't have them with me, and number two, I just don't care. I'm not going to go grab them. But as far as the figure goes, this is based on his Hush look, I believe. And number one, normally when you think of the Hush, like, Jim Lee storyline, it hits blue, which is the domino mask type thing is blue. And the blue is actually a little bit lighter, I feel like. But I like this look for him. I like the darker blue, too. I like every look for Nightwing. You give me a Nightwing costume, I will love it. That's the main reason I love the Gotham Knights video game that so many people hate. It's because I can switch him out and make him look however I want, except for, like, I can't really make a red Nightwing, which sucks. And then he doesn't have a original Nightwing suit. But the only Nightwing suit I don't like is, like, his Rick Grayson. I just hated that storyline. But, yeah, this figure is awesome and fitting because it's an awesome character. So, number one, you can see it's basically just a plain black body, matte black on every part of it except for, like, the domino mask, and then you got some glossy boots, which is cool. It helps cut that. I would have liked for these to be like blue, even though it's not accurate, but honestly, the color's not accurate as is, so I was just like the cool pop of blue somewhere else. And then you have the logo first, his symbol that goes across the costume, and then it goes down the arm, all the way down to the fist, and then it goes around the back, and all the way to the other side. And, yeah, this is Nightwing. He's a toned guy. I feel like his butt could have been a little bit more fabulous, because that's very much a Nightwing thing. Everyone knows that's a fan of Nightwing, Dick Grayson, or just DC Comics in general, that he's known for having a nice ass. So, yeah, the face is pretty nice. I really like the face. One thing I do wish is for accessories, instead of having 2 pairs of grip hands, I would have liked, instead of that, to have, instead of this head, to replace this head with a angry head, and then give us another head that was very smiley and confident. I guess this works, a broody Nightwing, but, for action poses, you want him to be angry and kicking ass, and then it's Nightwing, so you want him to be smiling. But, yeah, and he just looks great to me, He doesn't quite fit in with Marvel Legends. Like I said, he will not fit in with your McFarlane Toys 7-inch. He will not fit in with that, because he's even a little bit small for 6-inch, I feel like. So, yeah. So, we'll get into that in a second. But first, let's just take articulation into account. And that's one part where this figure is not perfect, but I think for what it is, it's really good. So his head can only look up that far, which is not great. Down that far, not great. Decent tilt. Very decent tilt, actually. And then you can spin it all the way around, Arm can only go up to about there. Not great, but, not terrible. It can double joint, so it only goes that much. And then you have a twist right here at the forearm, which I feel like they all have, because you can just pop the arms off of all of these. And that's like a feature with the Green Lantern single release, John Stewart. And then you got a hinge at the wrist. I think they're all side-to-side hinges. Yeah, they're all side-to-side hinges, so, And then you got an ab crunch that crunches in that much, which isn't terrible, and then back about that much. And then you got a drop-down hip, actually, so you can kick out that much, which is very good. It's actually shocking how good it is. Got a double knee, which is pretty good. And then you have a cut right here. No thigh cut, sadly. And then you have a forward-facing pin for rocker and a hinge. And, yeah, he's not a super articulated figure. Like, he's not a Moth X or an Amazing Yamaguchi, which, by the way, if Amazing Yamaguchi ever gives a Nightwing, I could die happily. A Nightwing and then a Daredevil. The 2 figures the most that need that treatment, I believe. And then, yeah, so I think he looks awesome. He's not going to fill everyone's needs, but personally, it's a Nightwing figure. It'll go somewhere for me. I'll always be messing around with it because I love Nightwing. It'll go with something. I'm going to start building a DC true 6-inch display, because I'll be collecting Mafex. Because now that Nightwing for Mafex is coming out, I need to get them all from the Hush storyline, and then maybe get the Dark Knight Returns Superman, because he's bigger, but not like as big as the Batman, so he doesn't look ridiculous. But yeah, let's get into size comparisons. So first we have the black suit Mafex Spider-Man, and he's actually a little bit taller, but I had the drop-down hips on earlier, that's why he looked a little bit shorter. But okay. So, they actually, I stand corrected, they fit in pretty well, except for the head sizes. But everything else fits in pretty well. So he'll actually go in with my display if I didn't want to buy the Hush, Moth X Hush, Dick Grayson Nightwing. But obviously it's Dick Grayson, I will be buying it. That's actually the first Moth X I ever ordered, but these guys, the Spider-Man ended up releasing before him. And then you have the Marvel Legends Wolverine, and yeah, I mean, you could fudge this. I mean, especially if you're okay with the taller Wolverine. Me personally, I think he's still too tall, but if you get him crunched down in poses, you could fudge this pretty well. And then get him with a female figure. It's too tall, but also, the thing is, I'm okay with a shorter Dick Grayson, like 5'9", maybe even shorter than that, so I'm fine with that. And then with someone like Sabretooth, yeah, I think that works. Sabretooth can kick some ass and take some names with him there. And then we'll just compare him to another Wolverine. And then we'll compare him to the Mafex Wolverine. Not the Mafex, the Mezco. None of the Mezcos work in scale for him because that John Constantine that I have, too oversized. Sadly, I would have liked them to work together better. And then last but not least, this. This works really well for me. He's just a small figure though, that's why. This version of Miles is really small. And I think it works. I might do some team-ups with my boy Miles and my boy Dick Grayson. I actually would like for Sentinel to get more licensed out and become maybe the new Mafex of action figures because they killed these figures. And if they got the license to do like Batman figures, we could get a beautiful Batman, a beautiful Nightwing, a beautiful Robin, Red Robin, and a beautiful Red Hood, which we're severely lacking in the 6-inch department. So, yeah, it's the figures. I'm actually going to grab my Spider-Man over here real quick. It's just in my room, so I'm just right here. And we'll see how they look. And they actually look pretty well. If you're using them both as teenager or as adults, if you're going to say, like, hey, this is my adult Peter for just this instance, that works pretty well. And I might do that. I might have these two fighting or teaming up. I'll have to get some villains for them to team up against eventually, but for now, this works. And then, you know what? I have him right next to me, actually. Put him next to the Dick Grayson Lego minifigure. Nightwing, sorry. Us fans call him Dick Grayson. But, yeah. This is my favorite figure. He's actually too big for the line. And you'll see that when I do the Batman figure. He's way bigger than Batman, so that's kind of sad. But he'll work. So, yeah. We'll get him all posed out for the thumbnail. I'll get him in a good pose for the thumbnail and keep posing him after. I'll try to pump out some more reviews today, but I doubt I will. I'll always get the Batman done, and yeah. So, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.